Hi guys, my name is Mochekwa Alintangeni with Maths XYZ, and today we'll be looking at the shape and measurement, and the shape that we'll be looking at is a cylinder. As you can see from the whiteboard, that a cylinder is made up of two circles, which is the bottom and the top circle, and also the rectangle in between. And the surface area, we know that we have to sum up all the area of the face of the shape. So in this case, we will be summing up the area of the bottom circle plus the area of the rectangle plus the area of the top circle. So we know that the area of a circle is equals to pi r squared, and the area of the in between rectangle, as you can see, that it's not a normal rectangle where we can see the area is equals to length multiplied by breadth. In this case, the area of the rectangle is equals to the circumference of the circle multiplied by the height of the cylinder. So here we are gonna have if the cylinder, if a cylinder is a solid cylinder, that means that it has been closed in both ends. It has been closed at the top and also closed at the bottom. So the circumference of that, it will be equals to the circumference of that will be equals to the area of the bottom circle, which is pi r squared, plus the area of the rectangle, which is the circumference of the circle multiplied by height. We know that the circumference of the circle is equals to 2 pi, sorry guys, my mistake, 2 pi r. So this will be 2 pi r plus the and h as well. You remember that the area of the rectangle, I said it will be equals to the surface area of the circle multiplied by the height. Then that will be also equals to plus also the pi r squared of the top circle. So here at the end we will have 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. That is when the cylinder has been closed in both ends. So what happens if the cylinder, it has been opened in one end? Let's say that it only has the base circle, but then it's not closed at the top. So if it's not closed and it's open in one end, the circumference of the circle of the surface area of the cylinder, it will change to, in this case we will have to remove the pi r squared of the top circle. As you can see that it won't be having any top circle because it would have been opened at the top. So that will be only the area of the bottom circle, which is pi r squared plus also the circumference multiplied by height, as that is the area of the rectangle. So we'll have pi r squared plus pi rh. That is the surface area of a cylinder if it has been opened in one end. Then if it's open, if open in both ends, that means that we won't be having the top and also the bottom circle in both ends. Then the surface area of that cylinder, it will change to be only the area of the rectangle, as we won't be having the top and the bottom circle on the cylinder. So the surface area for that, it will be equals to 2 pi rh. That will be the surface area if it has been opened in both ends. Then continue and moving forward, we also have to calculate the volume of the cylinder, of which we know that when we calculate the volume of the cylinder, we know that the equation for the volume of the cylinder of any shape is equals to the base area multiplied by height. So in this case here, I'll just make a space right there. The volume of the cylinder will be equals to our base area. As we can see that it will be the area of the bottom circle. So in this case, it will be pi r squared and then multiplied by the height that it has been extended with. So that will be multiplied by h. That will be the height. So the volume of the cylinder is equals to pi r squared h. So that is the standard equation for the volume of the cylinder. Alright guys, I hope you understood the equation, that if it's open in one end, and then the surface area has to change and we have to remove one of the top, either the bottom or the top circle. So it still remains the same if either way, if it's bottom or the top circle, the equation remains as pi r squared plus the circumference of the circle multiplied by height, of which this is the area of the in-between rectangle here. So if it's open in both ends, that means that it won't be having any top circle and also the bottom circle. So that means that the surface area of the cylinder will be equals to the area of the rectangle in between, of which that area is equals to the circumference of the circle multiplied by height. As you can see that this rectangle here, it's not like a standard rectangle where we know that it has this kind of a shape, of which we just multiply length multiplied by breadth, and that will give us the area of the rectangle. So in this case here, it has been opened and it has a shape like that, and in this case it has been opened and then there's a shape of that like that. So what we do here is we add this shape here and we add that shape here and also the height of the circle. So that's why the area of this rectangle is equals to the surface area, because it's this shape here and also that shape, of which they make up a circle. So the circumference of this whole circle multiplied by the height that it has been extended with. So that gave us the area of the in-between rectangle. So having done this equation, let's just do one question on cylinder and see what happens if we open the cylinder in both ends, and also if we open the cylinder in just one end of the equation, I mean to say. All right, let me just open the board here. So this is what we have here. So what we have is a cylinder of which we are given the height of the cylinder is 100 centimeters, you can see there, and also the radius of the cylinder on the top circle, and we know that that will be equals to also the radius of the bottom. We can't really say the bottom because it's not in that shape, so we'll just take this as our left and also this as our right. So for the left circle we have 20 centimeter radius, which will be equals to also the radius in the right hand, of which it will be also 20 centimeters. So the question says we must calculate the surface area of the cylinder if it's closed. That means that if it's solid. If it's solid, that means that it has been closed in both ends of it. So the first question here, remember that the surface area, if it's opened, if it's closed in both ends, it will be surface area is equals to 2 pi r squared. Remember the 2 pi r squared, it has been the sum of the area of the two circles. Remember the area of a circle is equals to pi r squared. So when we sum them up, it will give us 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh, of which this is the circumference of the circle multiplied by the height. So here we're gonna have 2 and our pi and our r, which is the radius, is equals to 20 centimeters. So that will be squared plus 2 pi and our radius is equals to 20 and our h there is equals to 100 centimeters. All right, so guys, so from here what we're gonna have is I'll just use a calculator. I don't have a calculator, so I'll just use my cell phone. So it will be 2 pi into 20 centimeters, of which I don't have, okay, I have that. So it will be 20 centimeters squared. It's equals to, so that will give us 2,525,13,27 plus, so I'll just do them separate. It was 2 pi 20 squared, that will be plus 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 20 again, and then multiplied by 100 centimeters. That will give us 12,566,37. So adding them up, it will give us 2513,127, which will give us 15,079,64 centimeters squared. So this is the surface area of this whole cylinder if it has been closed in both ends. So then moving on into this, we will have okay, then moving on, it will give us the second question, which is to calculate the surface area of the cylinder if it is open in one end. So if it's open in one end, we're gonna have a surface area is equals to 2 pi rh plus only the area of one circle, which is pi r squared. So this will give us 2 pi, and our r, we know that it's equals to 20 centimeters, and our h is equals to 100 centimeters. That multiplied by, so this is a plus, so guys, so that multiplied by pi into our r, we know that that's 20 centimeters, and that will be squared. Then here we're gonna have let's do that again. It will be 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 20 multiplied by 100. So that will be 12,566,37. So that will be plus multiplied by pi. Sorry, that will be 20 squared multiplied by pi, which will be 1,25. Sorry guys, it's not a 1, it's a 1256,64. all right. So adding them up, it will give us 1256,37, 1256,37. That will be plus 1256,64. So that will give us the area of 13,823,01 centimeter squared. So that is the area if it has been opened in one end. So again, 1256, let me just double check, 1509. All right guys, then moving on, we have answered 2 questions already, and when it comes to the third question, it says that we should now calculate the volume of the cylinder. We know that if we have to calculate the volume of a cylinder, we use the equation of having the base area multiplied by height. So that will be pi r squared multiplied by h, which is the height. So our pi here we have that, and our 20, which is the radius squared multiplied by our height, which is equals to 100. So that will give us, I will still use this again, so that will be 20 squared multiplied by our pi multiplied by 100. So this will give us 125,663,01 centimeter cubic. So this is the answer for the volume of the cylinder, so which is equals to 12,563,71. So I hope you guys now can understand that when we open the cylinder in either one end or both end, then we have to also change the equation. That is why it's very important for you guys to read the question carefully and understand that what it has been asked. For this case, we have been asked to calculate if it's closed and also if it's open in one end. So that has changed our equation. The first equation, it was a full equation, and the second one, we have to remove the area of 1 circle in the cylinder. So then, and the volume of the cylinder, we know that is equals to the base area multiplied by height. Alright guys, I hope you understand this lesson, and if you didn't, please just drop a comment note and then we'll have a follow-up on it and get back to you and to explain more further in this content. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed, and please don't forget to subscribe to Maths XYZ on YouTube so that you will be able to get notification whenever we upload videos. Thank you.